Hey guys, hey guys, we're back, and today we are doing a comic book review. Last time I did this was about 2017, something like that, and I didn't do any last year, no. Sorry, well, because it's school started and everything, and I just didn't have time to do one. So now, I thought I should just do one, but look at the stack of comic books y'all to go through today. This is not all the ones I've gotten in the last 2 years. I've gotten probably easily over 100. I'm a comic book collector kind of guy. So yeah, comic book review. Hey, first we have Marvel Tales Spider-Man. So, Marvel Tales, Marvel Tales originally was, new stories, just like with Spider-Man or something. But this was roughly about $6, no, $8 for a comic book. But if you look inside, it has at least 3 stories. They've also came out with a Thor one, like a Thanos one, an Avengers one, and all 4 look pretty good. This one I'm currently reading right now, and so far it's really good. But what I find weird is that there is no original Steve Ditko comic book drawings in here. Look, if you look at the people, there's no Steve Ditko. I thought that was kind of surprising. If you don't know who Steve Ditko is, for people who don't know much about comic books, he was kind of the guy who created Spider-Man, but Stan Lee kind of took all the credit, kind of thing. He did the same with Jack Kirby. So, well, Steve Ditko's kind of the mastermind behind Spider-Man. So, I'm only on the first one, but it's pretty good. A 5-star review, I'll probably give it maybe a 4. So far, it's a really good comic. Next, we have Simpsons Comics number 8. I think last time I did this, I was on Simpsons Comics 100 and some. So, this is kind of the only series right now. I'm actually trying to collect all of it. I'm trying to get all the issues of it. So I start from the back and work my way front, because I assume that they would have more of the newer issues than older issues. And the thing was, I'll go from the back, because as I go forward, they might get more issues in, and it actually did happen. I'll go in there and there'll be more issues. So yeah, this is number 9. And I think the comic book store number 8. I think the comic book store I go to has has the rest I need, like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I only have 1, so that's pretty good. Sorry, interruption. Okay, so now also with Bongo, they actually disbanded this year. Last year, I think. Yeah, it was last year. So Bongo is done making comic books, so I won't be surprised if these kind of start going up in value. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So our next one, it's World's Finest, number 203, with Superman and Aquaman. So this I actually got. So I was down in Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago, and I always hit a comic book store and a record store, because those are the 2 main things I collect. I like collecting CDs and comic books, and maybe a little bit of vinyl too. But it's kind of hard to get vinyl home without breaking it on It's hard to get vinyl home on an airplane. So I went to this comic book store, and they had a whole bunch of Silver Age comic books out, and he's like, hey, you get 5 for $24. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So I got this, because of all the comic books I have, I don't really have an Aquaman one. So as I also said, I haven't started, but this one is actually in really good condition. So I have actually, as I said, the Spider-Man was actually the only one that's what I'm on, like, reading, because, like, most people, like, I have a friend who has, like, a monster collection, and every time, and he would give me some comic books out of it, and he always says, I won't give you these unless you actually read them, and I'm like, yeah, I read them, like I took, like, when I went to Palm Springs about a year ago for New Year's, I took his, like, 1960s, like, Blackhawk comic book with me, read it in a restaurant on the side of a cliff. So yeah, these things get loved and read a lot. And then he gave me a couple other ones a couple weeks ago from, like, the 50s and 60s. They actually went to Canada with me and went fishing, so yeah. So yeah, I bring comic books everywhere. So I don't have pretty much anything else to say with this comic book. Actually, I have Howard the Duck, #1. This I have not started reading yet, but what's cool that it's like, well, it's a full price comic book. Like, you can see it's like $4, but it's all of the original, like, ads that would actually be in there. It's kind of cool. Even the Evil Knievel one on the back is pretty cool, and the Bruce Lee shirt right there is pretty cool too. But yeah, this is a brand new comic book, and they just this brand new comic book. It's a reprint of an old comic book with all, like, the original things. Like, it's pretty cool. But a fun fact about the Howard the Duck series, Howard the Duck series, I think it's issue 11, 12, 12, 13, 1 of the 2. That's when Kiss made their first comic book appearance, was in Howard the Duck. They made they're in for 2 issues. I think it's 12 and 13. No, as I said, it's either 11 or 12, or 12, 13. They actually made. They're in for 2 comic books. Kiss was in there. So that was actually the first comic book debut. Okay, next we have some Commandy. So this, well, the only reason why I got this was pretty much because, as I said, my friend gave me a couple comic books. He gave me some Commandy, and there was a gap in the middle. So yeah, there's a little gap in the middle. He gave me like 12, 13, 14, 15, and 17, and I'm like, then 20, and I had to fill in those gaps. But I'm like, there's like a gap, like one little gap, and I'm like, I'll just get the issue. But let me open this quick. Yeah, so this came out in 1974, and if you don't get some Jack Kirby's, there you go. This is like a really kind of cheap way to get them, if you want an original Jack Kirby, because, I only got this for $10, which is, I guess, kind of maybe still a little bit overpriced. I don't know what that is. That's weird. Okay, which is still maybe a little overpriced for this, but it's kind of good deal. I don't really know. But so when Jack Kirby left Marvel, he went over to DC, and he created Commandy, and he did the New Gods. The New Gods was, like, if you like Darkseid and all those kind of guys. Yeah, and I think Mr. Miracle, he did stuff like that. So I don't know about Mr. Miracle, but I think he might have did that too. But yeah, so at this Commandy, it wasn't, like, a popular kind of series. Like, they're not making a movie off it or anything. But it's original Jack Kirby, and, like, I only got this for $10. And they're not that expensive, so if you want original Jack Kirby, get Commandy. Like, look how bright that looks, because I have a window open over there. But look how bright that looks when it's not in the cover, and then look how, like, it looks like shiny. And that's kind of weird. And next you have Batman 293. So why did you get this you ask? It's because my dad used to collect comic books back in the 70s and 80s. So he had a whole bunch of these Batmans, but there's a lot of gaps in the middle. Well, by this point, I've already bought a couple, and luckily, one, if you put them all together, the two I bought was the newest one, was newer than the ones that my dad had, and the other one was older than the ones my dad had. So, I think it was Batman 276, and then it was the oldest one that I have, and the other one was Batman 330 kind of thing. So I said I thought I'd fill the gaps in the middle, so that's what I'm doing with this. But I also got this in Tampa. It was the only one they had that was in that little kind of gap, and it was the only one that they had that I needed. So because they didn't have any other kind of issue that were in in between the two comic books. So yeah. Next we have Sergeant Fury and his Halloween Commandos number 58. So what kind of got me into Sergeant Fury was kind of that, two things. Oh, I saw my friend's collection for the first time, and he had a whole bunch of war comics. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I went and got Sergeant Fury. Now, first I went to look through Sergeant Rock, but that looked a little bit kind of gory. Then I look at Sergeant Fury, and I'm like, I'll just get this. But, and also the second thing was that I'm a big World War II historian. I love learning about World War II and everything. And I pretty much know everything about it now. And I'm like, hey, and I was kind of sad that, I kind of know everything about it now. But now, because it's a World War II comic, I'm like, yay, kind of thing. And what's also kind of cool that, they actually fight, in, big events, happen in World War II. One, they were fighting in Africa, during, they're fighting in North Africa, one time, and they mentioned, Rommel and everything, and his battle tactics, which was kind of cool. So, but also, when it comes, to World War II and everything in the comic book kind of world, World War II played a big part in comic books. World War II to, the 70s, 80s, maybe early 70s. I have a comic book from 1973, almost 30 years after World War II, and it shows Batman fighting Nazis. Okay, it was Brave and the Bold with Sergeant Rock, and I'm like, he's fighting Nazis and everything. So World War II played a very big part in comic books for years, kind of thing. But, so Sergeant Fury, so everyone knows Nick Fury, right? So back in the 60s, Nick Fury was white. He wasn't African American. And they just changed him to black after, when the Avengers, when Marvel Studios started, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they switched him to African American instead of white. So see that guy right there? I'll zoom in. That guy right there, the middle guy. See that guy? That's Sergeant Fury. And so after World War II, he becomes the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. So So yeah, so that's how that all actually kind of worked. So this is him 30 years ago, I guess. So both Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and this was kind of at the same time. This kind of looked back for like 30 years, in the, like when he was young. It was, I guess, it's kind of cool. Okay, let's go to the next comic book. Next, we have Blackhawk. So, and see what I'm talking about, like the Nazi thing? Yeah, see, they still play a very important role. And see that thing in the middle? That's kind of my fault, because the tape got caught on here. So, if you ever get an old comic book, and it's in one of these covers, please don't let the tape get caught on the comic book, because then it does that. It rips the thing. It rips the page, kind of like the cover art off, and it's really bad. It's happened twice, that wrote to me. And so what I do, I kind of flip it down like this and take it out, or you just take the tape off completely and put it back on. Okay, so Blackhawk right now, it's pretty cheap. You're getting pretty cheap, but DC and Warner Brothers have announced that they're coming out with a Blackhawk movie. Okay. So this may be a comic book that may go kind of big, get kind of like very high in demand, you can say. So that's kind of a possibility, but I feel that Steven Spielberg is going to direct it, so that's gonna be kind of exciting. So So also, Blackhawk too. See the red suits they're wearing? That's like the version 2, like kind of generation. Like in cars, yeah, and like in cars, yeah, like the first generation Camaro, second generation Camaro. This is kind of the second generation Blackhawk, because they used to wear like black suits and things and kind of look like military people, but then they switched into wearing red jackets and green pants. Kind of thing. I personally like the old ones better. Next we have Justice League number 44. This came out in the 60s, so. And this also has Green Arrow. I don't actually have I don't really have a comic book with Green Arrow in it, too. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I don't really have like a Flash one either. I have a couple Green Lantern, but this was in the same with that bin too, so that's pretty much all I have to say with this. Now we're back with World Finest. This time we have 178. So now this could be another thing. I can fill in the gaps in between. But what's super good about DC DC, like back at this time, they just have a story, so it'll just be one story. But Marvel, they will spread the story between lots of different comic books. So, like let's say Spider-Man's fighting a guy, and it could be continued in the next comic book. Or even it may be continued in a whole different other series kind of thing. So that's kind of why I'm kind of big DC fan. Like my dad and my uncle and friend are big DC fans, because they just had the one story, and Marvel, like the story would spread out in between different comic books, and it's got kind of expensive at that point. Now, America number 11. So this is actually my first comic book with whatever these people are, the Daughters of Liberty. I don't know who they are. They must be like a newer group, but I also like having Invisible Women, because I don't think I really have actually I have lots of Fantastic Four, so. So that's pretty much it. And I just noticed that's Captain America's shield. That's how sad I am. And I've had this for maybe like a week at this point, sitting in my pile of comic books to read. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Just Scooby-Doo Rally number 99. Most of you asking, why the heck do you even get these? Okay, it's mostly because this is actually the first comic book I actually kind of started to get, like, a lot, with Scooby-Doo. So I just thought, like, what the heck, I would just keep getting it. But now it's bi-monthly, which kind of means that DC started to make this bi-monthly now, which I had that weird feeling that they're going to stop doing this soon. But this is actually the longest running comic book series that's not on a superhero. So I thought that was kind of interesting, something like that. Simpsons number 7. So I don't much say that, but we can just look at the cover. It's kind of cool cover, but you can tell it's pretty old too, just by, I don't know, just like something about it. Like compared to the other ones I have, I just look like, man, this looks old. But yeah. Next we have Peter Porker. I can't say. I'm not gonna say it. Okay, the Spider-Ham. I don't actually have a Spider-Ham comic book, so that's when I was kind of excited that I saw this. Like, I have to get this. So right now, I've been kind of, I guess, getting a little bit more Marvel than DC, because Marvel comes out like $1 comic books, old comic books. So that's why I kind of been getting a little bit more of them kind of thing. But I still get a lot of DC, as you can see. But yeah, I don't have much to say about it, but I'm kind of excited to read it. Okay, so now we have Marvel Team Up number 3. So back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, they had Marvel Team Up. They stopped it maybe sometime in the 90s, which like Spider-Man and like Ghost Rider would team up or something like that. And they started back up again. I think Marvel is I think Marvel is starting up a lot of hiccups. It's starting up a whole bunch of old comic books again because of the celebrating 80 years this year. So that's what I think. Like Marvel Team Up came back, Marvel Tales and everything. So I wonder what else they kind of, and that's why I have like that Howard the Duck one, which is a full-price comic book with all like the original ads and stuff in it too. So that's why I think they're coming out with a whole bunch of kind of new stuff like this. Now we have, the Two Believers. You have Marvel Tales. See what I was talking about? I was talking about like Marvel Tales, and this is the first Spider-Ham. I kind of like Goose Rider. I like that. And I like Ghost Rider. He's one of my favorites. I think he's kind of cool. So I'm like Hulk Bunny and Captain America. Like I find this kind of clever how they did kind of this like Goose Rider kind of thing, and it's a goose skeleton. I don't know. I just find this kind of funny. Okay, Two Believers, Spider-Man and Mysterio. Mysterio. I think I said that right. I don't think I said that right, but this is my first one with him in it. Like, he's always in Spider-Man cartoons, but I've never actually gotten with him in it. This is actually Amazing Spider-Man number 13. But if you look, like, it says somewhere, I think right there. Yeah, it says right there. Number 13. So that's how that kind of all works. If you're wondering, but yeah, these are only $1, so it's kind of cool. You just get all these old comic books just for $1 kind of thing, like these reprints for $1. But they're coming out with I guess Two Believers is kind of like the thing that they do to like, promote the movie. Like when Venom came out, they came out with a whole bunch of Venoms comic books, like reprint, like came out with a whole bunch of new ones. And when Spider-Man, like the first Spider-Man came out, like Homecoming, they came out with a whole bunch of Spider-Mans. Then like an Ant-Man came out, a whole bunch of Ant-Man kind of thing. So they kind of use it to promote like the movies kind of thing, I think, and like other like TV shows that they have. Or like if like the Fantastic Four celebrated like 65 years last year, 57 years. They came out with a whole bunch of Fantastic Four in December and November. So. And then, like, Marvel came out with Conan Barbarian #1, and they used that to promote the new Conan comic book. So they kind of use it to, like, promote kind of things. But honestly, I just get it because I'm like, You just get old comic books for $1 kind of thing. Let's go into the next one. The Amazing Spider-Man, number 131. I said this is only $1 again, but it's just. But yeah, I said this is only $1 again, but it's also my first comic book with Doc Ock. I never got a comic book with Doc Ock before, so this is kind of cool because I've been saying this last maybe not even 2 years at this point. I think it was August 2017 when I kind of started getting Marvel comic books. It was all DC from then. But now I'm kind of starting to get a little bit, kind of even out the balance between the two companies. Next, we got the Amazing Spider-Man, Spidey Fights in London. The Amazing Spider-Man number 65. So, this is not my first comic book from London, but that has London as a setting. But I like the picture though, it shows Big Ben and everything. It's just snipers, kind of people hanging out the window from the tower bridge. How is that guy? Wait, is he jumping out? What is that guy doing? Is he jumping out or is he hanging out with one hand? Because if he is, that's pretty impressive. He's dangling on the side of a building with one hand, or is he awesome? Or is it just if he's that good, just hang out a window with one hand, shooting a gun? That's Spider-Man. He should be an American Ninja Warrior. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this one. $6 Million Man. Most people ask, why in the heck do you have a $6 Million Man comic book? It's because my dad loves the old TV show, and he got the first season on DVD for Christmas, so Valentine's Day. So he was super excited, and he pretty much binge watched it in a month. And I liked it, and I saw they coming out with some comic books. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But trying to think of anything else I can say. I don't think I can say anything else, but this is also made by Dynamite, which is, not a DC Marvel kind of thing, but, Dynamite also makes, Lone Ranger and Green Hornet, so, not, the big kind of comic book people, kind of this, I don't want to say, secondary, but I know what really to call those, I guess. Let's go into. Okay, so this is actually the first comic book to be on here 2 times. Okay, this is the first comic book to be on here 2 times. So because it was on. So this is the first comic book to be shown on the comic book review series. And I think it's actually on, the cover of the video. If you, it's, the thing you see, when you're scrolling down, the sidebar, or, it's something like that. It's, the image you see, on the video, when you're kind of scrolling through videos. This is actually the one that you see. And what's so cool about it is, so I said this is the first comic book to be shown here ever, twice. So this has been on here, not this one, but this kind of issue kind of thing's been on here twice. So this Black Panther number 1 has been shown on here, is the first one to be shown on the series as a reprint, and now as an original. Yes, this is an original Black Panther number 1. Got it $40, but we bargained a little bit, got a little bit cheaper, so yeah, it's kind of cool. So let me open this thing up. But before I open this up, so see this cover? So it's different than the other covers like this. So it's kind of different because it's made out. It's called Mylar. Yeah, Mylar. And what it does, it basically it's made with no acid whatsoever. Because now with some comic books, they just found out that like these regular like comic book covers, bags, or whatever are made out of some kind of acid, which over time will eat at comic books. As the comic books get older, it kind of eats at it. So if you like an old comic book like this, or actually like those like Blackhawks, that probably should be switched over to my law. But if you have like a super expensive one like Black Panther #1, or have like a super old comic book, your best bet is try to get it in this as fast as possible before the acid kind of starts eating away. But it'll take like years. Like it's like a super slow process. But so this is acid free. Plus I personally think it makes the cover look a little bit better. But also this was actually the first Marvel comic book I kind of ever got. Like I don't kind of at will. Like I look through, I'm like, oh look, it's Black Panther #1, and it's only $1. Like hey, look, there's no Black Panther. It's only $1. So it's actually the first Marvel comic book I kind of ever got. But this is also drawn by the King, Jack Kirby, and oh look, $6 Million Man. Look, Steve Battles, Mascot. I might move to pronounce it, but like Jack Kirby's art, it's so amazing. But this is even more proving that this is the original. This is not a reprint kind of thing. But I always find Jack Kirby's art kind of a little colorful. Like look at that. Like that. Like look at that. It's kind of colorful kind of thing. And whatever that is, that's I always find kind of colorful kind of thing. I don't want to say that kind of like pop art, but yeah, this is probably gonna be five stars, big time. But geez, this is like amazing to look at. Okay, so as I said, if you guys are a comic book collector, it's another Evil Knievel ad on the back of the Black Panther. I didn't see that. But yeah, so Black Panther #1. So this is probably the most expensive comic book to be shown on the series. Only by $5 though. So I guess this is also before this, the most expensive comic book to be shown on the series was G.I. Joe #1 for $25. I don't care if it has, I know it says $40 on the top, but we bargained, got it back down, maybe a little bit. So, yeah, so now this is probably the most expensive comic book that will be shown on here. And, check Jack Kirby. And so, so as I said before, this comic book right here, Blackhawk, may be kind of getting kind of expensive, kind of popular because of the new movie of Blackhawk coming out. I don't know when, like 2025, 2022, or something like that. Like the poster, because like Steven Spielberg is directing and everything. So this might be kind of getting up in price a little bit. And if you just want, if you're a comic book collector, you just want a Jack Kirby really bad, just get Commandy. Like, look, I got this like for $10, so, and stuff like that. But some other comic books are maybe kind of getting a little bit more, a little bit more like in demand, can be going up in price, would be the Internals. Marvel's Internals. It was on like a 12-13 issue series that the King, Jack Kirby, did. I was pointing at that, by the way, that Jack Kirby did. So, and Doctor Strange because of all the movies, and same with Deadpool. Well, that's kind of always been going up, but and Deathstroke after his cameo. So those kind of big guys that may kind of start going up in price. And same with like some X-Men people, like Cable. I think that might be one too. I forgot. It's been too long since I looked at it. Okay, but yeah. So those are a couple that may go up in price. So if you see them, you should probably get them. But so yeah. So this is this week's comic book review. So I don't know if it's gonna be weekly. It depends whenever I go to the comic book store to get comic books. I would try to do this every week or every time I get a comic book. I try to, because I have lots of time in the middle of the like during the day to do stuff. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And so yeah, if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you, I guess, just want to like watch some more videos of us, we have other comic book reviews kind of thing. We also have we have two history videos. One about the creators of Superman, the other one about the creator of Wonder Woman. He's kind of weird-ish kind of guy. And if you just, and we also have some gaming videos, and I also just got done with the 3-part series of the Battle of Gettysburg, which literally took me hours to do. Those last 2 episodes, I talked non-stop for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we could barely talk at the end. So this is this week's comic book review. So please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.